Hi everyone, it's Renee with Delaney Jane Cards. Welcome back to my channel. Today is another Growing in Unity video from me. This week I'll be doing them all week long. Today I'm going to be making two cards with the same layout with two different types of pattern paper, a bunch of dies using two stamp sets, and the goal is to create two very vintage cards. Now this stamp set here I've had quite a long time. She is called PMS Peggy and she has some really rather interesting sentiments that come with her, and although I love them very much, I decided to pull out a different set for a different feel. Now when I look at this set, she reminds me of one of my very favorite TV moms. She is Kitty Foreman, and she says some snarky things on that show that she's on. So here I did my stamping and I tried to cut out the doubles of everything. I did make two cards at one time. Sometimes you'll see bits and pieces of one or bits and pieces of the other. So here, after I stamped my image and made sure I had it nice and crisp, I did die cut this with a pierced rectangle die, and then I used a Stampin' Up! Circle die to die cut my sentiment that says, "This crap is just ridiculous." I took my other dies and set them all up to run through my die cut machine with all of my beautiful pattern papers. I used several coordinating patterns when I made these, and I had showed the two paper pads at the beginning. One is a really seriously old pad from my little yellow bicycle, which I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. And I forget where this one is from. But I've had them both quite a while. But you could do this with any pattern paper that feels slightly vintage. So here's the different pieces that I die cut for both of my cards. They look the same, just different patterns. So I started to layer everything up here. I wanted to make sure that my sentiment stood out, so I did create that black border with the scalloped circle, and I die cut that out of the back piece because why waste when you're just going to hide it? So there's the layout here, and I'm determining how long I want this die cut strip to be. I chose to die cut it with the strip I did because it has some stitching details on it, which I thought were kind of fun. And I just figured I would just hand cut the banner ends. It's not that big of a deal. So I put some foam tape on the sentiment here. It is the only thing that is popped up on this card. When I placed my PMS Peggy panel down, I made sure it was slid over to the side just so visually it wouldn't look, it would look kind of even with this stack of papers that are going to house the sentiment. So a square and then a banner and then this circle here. And both cards were put together the same way. Oh, I did use a BG marker to color in the little heart on her waistband. Not that there's any other coloring on her, but I thought that that little pop of aqua would be super fun. And it's kind of a grayed out aqua, so it's kind of a vintage color. I did use the same color on both patterns or both cards because that color does coordinate well with both pattern paper lines. I always have one card base that is just a little too big and I just trim it off. So here is what they look like. I pulled out some old Amuse Studio brown flatback gem pearls. I don't even know what they are. Okay, so they're all stuck together on like a sticky strip. And what I do is I just take my scissors and I cut between the pearls through the plastic so that I can just pick one up at a time. And here I was just trying to decide where I was going to put them. I use this pokey tool for sewing to place stuff like this down because I have fat fingers and, well, it makes things way easier. So there was that one. And then for the other card, I was going to use these white pearls, and then I decided against that, and I went with these Richard Garret. Is it Garret? Flat, like enamel dots. They're matte. These were my favorite enamel dots for a while. I went through so many packages of them. That is the last of them there, and I used up the last of the black on this card, so now I just have gray and white. I might have to invest in some new ones there. So here are the 2 cards that I created using this vintage feel. Here's some still shots of the card. I'd love to know, do you make fast cards like this? Just stamping, some pattern paper? Do you like vintage cards? I'd love to talk to you in the comments. Here's a couple more shots of some details of each of the cards. You can find a coordinating blog post. Make sure you comment there. There'll be a link in the description below. Unity is giving away some fabulous prizes, so don't miss out. You can check out their site. And as always, give cards generously. Thank you for stopping by, and you have a great day. Bye.